Hello again. Sorry, I was about to finish, do the rest of this first video clip, but I got interrupted by the UPS man, so I had to stop this thing. So the second part of it is going to be what I'm going to be doing now. Here's what happened. We are going to. I just closed everything. I'm going to read the old step file that we saw before, and we close that thing. There's something that you may know, but since my students do not know that, I would like to go through it. You see, I want to add some annotation here. It has nothing to do with feature recognition, but the annotation is, for example, something like that. So just be patient. So I select this, and I'm going to make an annotation there. Okay. And I can add whatever I want here. Let me see for a second. You can say, for example, fillet radius. This was 0.2 inches, I believe. And then you can say OK. There we are. So you can make notes here that your students can read. Of course, right now the way I selected that is going to put it in this orientation, but it's possible to do other things. You can change the icon, not the icon, but the size of the font, and the actual font by going to properties, and you change the font size, italic. What else we have? The size is make this thing bigger. Maybe down here size, yeah. Anyway, something useful. I don't have the time to do this thing right now, so it's useful. Okay, and then you can move things around. You can move things around. Oh, where's that? Here. Alright, let me undo this. I don't want that stuff here. They're all going to be recorded in the tree also. So let me undo these things. Why don't I delete these? Actually, the entire annotation I'm going to. Okay. The purpose of this video clip was something else, but I wanted to remind the students that you can add valuable information in your workspace here, so that you can check it later on. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and do a manual. Oh, first of all, this has to be active in work object, current branch. You click on it. We're going to do manual, and we're going to. I think last time I identified the fillets. So this and that, and apply. Took them out. So right here. Now, next one. This in the previous tutorial, I did this thing as a pocket. So I want to do it as a hole. I'm going to select this surface. Okay, and say apply. Notice that it identified it as a hole right there. Okay, I can close that. So your dumb solid, which had fillets and holes, have been reduced to basically this box. Now, incidentally, what you can do if you want to see the original part, right click in work object, you get it back. If you want to do the dumb solid, do further feature recognition in dumb solid, so you select this. Now, this can also be done you can take one further step, and that is to identify any paths here. So you click on that, say path, you select this, and apply. Just to say that it extracted it, and it says okay, good, and close it. Right click in work object, There we are. You can parameterize this thing as you wish. This is a hole, so for example, you can click on it. You have access to all the features in the hole. If you don't want it to be, if you want it to be, okay, blind. Let's put some. You want to change the diameter, make it, I don't know, maybe diameter 3, a lot bigger. The depth, I'll make it, I don't know, maybe 0.3. There we are. Of course, it's doing on the other side. All right. Now, what else? We can move the sketch here. We can change the sketch. Right now, the center of the circle is here, and you can move it to another location, for example, to this location, and you can dimension it, position it as you see fit. For example, I don't know, 1.5, and exit. There we are. Now the type of hole, let's see what type we have here. Simple, we can make it, let's make it taper, see what happens here. Oops, okay, there we are. So if you extract it as a pocket, you don't have these abilities, but here, because you extract it as a hole, you can go ahead and do different things with it. Countersunk. All right, you got the picture. Now, what I would like to do is go and repeat this thing, except that with automatic, and see what it gives me. Oh, before I do that, let me actually, let me close this. Let me close that, and back, read back that step file. Okay. Make this thing active. And let us extract the fillets. Okay, so again, manual fillets. So this guy and that guy. Okay, good. Now, instead of doing the hole first, let me try to do path first. And path, let's try it. So manual feature recognition, path, the top face, and see what happens. Okay, you won't do it. So cancel that. Just try it again. Path, but this side, no good. Close. Actually, I can remove that side. Let's try another side. So this side. Okay. Let's see. Let's fool around with this thing a little bit. So recognize up to this face. Yeah, so it doesn't like to do it in that direction. But what I wanted to show you was actually not this. However, my point is that depending on the order that you pick on these, you may have problems. Okay, let's try one more thing to do here. Cancel that. There we are. Let's try it as Boolean, see what happens. So for the, we're going to select this face. You see, the Boolean does it, and of course, what happens? Let me close this. Where's that body? If you make this thing active, there we are. Let me hide this. So it basically extracted that cylinder for you, and the way it's being looked at, it is a remove from that block, remove this. You got to be careful how you do these things. May not get you where you want to go, and unfortunately, there are no magic balls to tell you, magic rules to tell you. Okay, so let me close this. let me undo this first of all. Let's go back to and do this thing automatically. All right. So we are back to our dumb solid. Let's click on automatic. It is exactly the same. You can see it's exactly the same dialog box, except that automatic tab, manual. Let's select the automatic tab, select local feature, and say, get me everything. Now, it may do everything, it may leave some of them out, and you have to do it yourself, okay? So, well, obviously, if you're going to do everything, I'm going to select my, well, for example, I can select this face, all right, and see what happens. But notice that these checkboxes, this one is checked, says chain them up to chain the faces, okay? So it's not working. So let's try do a few things here, and that is I think for automatic, let's try something else. So let's not do all. Let's do the pockets and the fillets. Okay, so that's the face I want to take. Fine. See, no feature could be recognized automatically. You can try manual. So this doesn't always work, but let me uncheck all of these things. Let me uncheck this one too. Okay, so okay, so that's fine. Let's say pocket, and well, so we select, for example, this face, and yeah, so uncheck this. Not a good. So let's try something else. Automatic. Let's not check this local feature recognition. The problem is that if you don't do this, then these are not active. So get me all the holes, get me all the fillets, and get me all the chamfers. And of course, I don't have any chamfers, and then say apply. There we are. Look, automatic is not a magic way of getting everything. Notice that we tried a bunch of things, it didn't work. Eventually, we said, okay, don't do local feature recognition, because when you do that, then you basically have to pick among these. So just look at your model, find any holes, any fillets, and any chamfers, and get them for me. Now remember, the way I did it manually, first I did the fillets, then I did the holes or pockets, but if there's many of these, then that manual way is not going to be efficient. What I'm going to do is I'll stop here, and then the next video segment is going to be a problem that's more substantial than this. In fact, let me show you which one we're going to do. The example will be dealing with this particular dumb solid. This is all one thing, okay, one dumb solid.